hey, I'd like to let you in on an opportunity. You pay me $7,500, and in return, you receive a business.
I think the real potential for that company is instead of selling boots for $300, they could have sold the boots for $10,000.
It's perfect for businesses that have room and desire for more revenue streams.
It's the Viral Ideas Podcast with Gosh and Runda.
Okay. Canadian industry brace for Trump's promised tariffs on steel, aluminum. I guess before it was 25% tariffs on all products. Now he's shifting it over to all the steel and aluminum imports. So I guess to all the people in Hamilton, that's gonna kind of suck because all the steel factories in the province are there.
Didn't this happen last time he was in office too? Weren't there tariffs on steel for, I feel like it wasn't for the longest time though, right? Wasn't it for a few months or something?
Yeah.
This is worldwide. I wonder if we have any listeners in the steel industry. Maybe in reaction we should do maybe we'll do an episode to just like help with viral ideas for the steel industry to punch back against that.
Yeah, if you're a blue collar worker and work in production and manufacturing, we want you in the podcast. If the algorithm chooses you, if it doesn't choose you, then I don't know. We're just not in your niche, I guess.
Yeah, it's honestly a shame. They probably have kind of decreased marketing budgets in reaction to this. Might be kind of a tough lead to work with.
Honestly, I don't think that's a industry that even needs marketing. It's all probably primarily sales and then calling numbers. And if you're like a factory manager, I would imagine your job is really just like making sure you're picking up the phone calls and then calling all the numbers of like the past people that have ordered from you and then going to trade shows.
Yeah, true. I guess like we would know about the trade shows. Like, yeah, for listeners who don't know us in real life, this is a thing that we've been doing for, I guess, over a year now. We go to some of the most random trade shows, and I think it actually helps a lot with generating ideas as well. Just going to these random expos, like the fabrication welding one, man, like that was just like an eye-opening. But most recently, we were at the expo for franchise businesses. What did you think of that at the end of the day?
I think it was kind of smaller than the one that I went to in the summer, but it actually makes sense on like why that one would be smaller because it's in the middle of winter and honestly, I didn't really want to be there. As a goer, I'm already like feeling like more depressed, and then I'm just like, but I might as well just like stay home and watch Netflix and watch Severance or something like that.
Severance, I still have not watched Severance. I'm mostly right now I'm locked in on Mad Men and Beast Games.
The results of your labor, Beast Games.
Yeah. I hope I'm. I don't think there's anything stopping me from talking about it now because it's like basically done at this point, especially by the time this is uploaded. But
if this is a breach of contract, everything we're about to say is allegedly.
Yeah, we're gonna bleep that out, or we meant to if we forgot about it.
Theoretically, if Josh did work on the Beast Games, this is what might have happened.
Well, I'm just happy that I can finally just like let go of knowing who actually won the thing. So, whatever. But yeah, it's a good show. And yeah, Mad Men is crazy, man. Like I've watched season 1 over like twice before for some reason, but I never actually like went deep into the show. But now I'm well into my stride through season 3. And yeah, it's honestly like, it's a really good show. Like, I actually think that we could do episodes where we just live react to some of these episodes because of how much that you could actually kind of point to that, going beyond like advertising ideas and principles and all of that, but also just like, interacting with people face to face, like just talking about like, hey, the way that person talked to that person is actually like really significant. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a great show, man.
yeah, with Don by Don Draper actually controlling the frame of the room in that particular instance. He's actually hiding the fact that he actually cheated on his wife, and he lied completely about who he is as a person.
Yeah, yeah. We could also just make it a drinking game where it's like just drink every time Don Draper cheats on his wife, and yeah, I think the episode would get interesting really fast.
Bring it back to the 1960s.
As per that last article, we're in Trump's America now.
Well, it's like a Walmart rollback pricing, but like for social conservatism.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's Trump's America, man. That's how
Trump roll back the country again. It's amazing. He's going to roll back the prices and also the abortion laws.
Yes. It'll be definitely interesting the next 4 years, I guess, right? So yeah, but I want to jump into my ideas, bro. So I got a couple today. One of them is actually going to be kind of maybe a franchise business. There's actually some reels that I wanted to show you that I don't know, I saw them a couple of weeks ago, and these were basically from Brick and Mortar. It's a coffee shop, and they are making these like actual high production value web series. And they're not only are they like making like good content, but they're actually getting pretty crazy views on this stuff. Like, let me just take a quick scroll through it. So 101K followers, which I mean, like, that's a lot, but still at this point, with an account like that, doing multi-million views is like crazy impressive. They're also not really the first to do that either. So that one was Brooklyn Coffee Shop, and well, like with them, it's a made up coffee shop, but they're doing it, inside of a real cafe. So they kind of nod to the brand, but it seems like the creators are probably separate from the actual cafe, which overall, like, that probably makes it fair for them, because then they would like own all of the IP and it's their channel and everything. So that's probably something that helped them make the deal. They're, again, like I said, they're not the first to do this. There's this series here, What Happened Last Night, and yeah, it's just the same. It's the same thing. It's a series of characters, and it's all just based around being inside of these brick and mortar businesses.
Yeah.
So I just think right there, like, hey, I'm a production company owner, and mine is the type that owns all of its gear. So we have the ability to shoot things like this pretty easily, and that's why, like, we've had the ability to do a lot of short films that have gone onto festivals and things like that on super low shoestring budgets, because like, if you just like own this gear, making content like that, it's not really that difficult. So I think there's an opportunity here for somebody who owns a smaller production company, or maybe you just have a nice camera and you've got a lot of friends who are into this type of thing. Getting past the teamwork side of it, there's really an unlimited amount of directions that you could go with for the industries that you could partner with for something like this. And again, like, as long as you own the IP, then you shouldn't need to make like any type of complicated deal with the business that you're working with, other than like, hey, I'm doing my thing, you're doing your thing. If this content does well, your business will do well, and also my channel will grow. And who knows, maybe maybe one day you get to make it into a feature film, and that would be their side of it. Yeah, like that's pretty much the business right there. And also, very importantly, it's a viral idea. It's entirely content based business.
Yeah, I think for brick and mortar businesses who have any type of social media presence, this actually makes sense on the investment scale because you know how most people who are baristas or waiters, any front of house staff, they usually have like the stereotypical, oh yeah, they're pursuing an acting career, while like making money on the side on like you know front of house retail, and it's like pretty common on this type of like community where if you just like make a win-win situation, this is like uh actually amplifying your social media with that kind of production content while also catering potentially your employees or front of house staff's kind of dreams. It's just like a win-win situation. And a lot of times your front of house staff personalities, these bar owners or coffee shop owners would value a lot on the personality of the person who on whoever that's like providing the main service or front of house service. So it actually makes sense for you to put that person on the social media page. A lot of times they sometimes are, but it's typically when I see it, it's like typically the owner themselves are just like bootstrapping the entire experience. But if you're a restaurant group or private equity group that owns a couple independent shops.
Think Chuck's Roadhouse. Imagine if Chuck's Roadhouse had a series about Chuck just going about his life and also just like hanging out at Chuck's Roadhouse and just like chatting it up with the other regulars. Man, like people, I think there's actually potential for people to genuinely connect with content like that.
Yeah, and then there was this one case where this dealership. Have you seen this? The dealership series.
I don't think I've seen.
So it's this dealership called the Mohawk Chevrolet. So they're basically a Chevrolet dealership. But what they did on social media recently, or like starting last year, was they kind of created this web series on TikTok, and then they kind of blew up. Or it's like kind of a soft viral, but like still
31K likes.
Yeah, they kind of blew up in these views. Essentially, they made this web series called The Dealership on their social media page, and it's essentially a remake of the format of The Office. So, yeah, this is episode 5, and then they're real people that works at the dealership, but
these are not actors.
Yeah,
in
these
my
are not
examples, actors. I'm certain that they probably got like union actors for some of these things.
Yeah.
Like it looked pretty intense.
Yeah, so, I can recognize one of the girls that in some of these like sketch comedy pages, I think I saw some of her work. But these are real people that works at the dealership, and then they kind of just create these simple scripts of situations that they all experience at the dealership that are just like sometimes dumb. But it's like the perfect office format where it's just like minute things that they experience as people who are working at the dealership, just like small office drama. So this thing blew up. Clearly, this kind of content format will get you a great amount of reception. And plus, like, if you have a TikTok page, you can like upload like longer form of content, probably like up to 10 minutes if you get qualified. So I think if your brick and mortar business customer base is going to be your general kind of community. So just like create simple sketch comedy scripts that are kind of fun in tone, and then also activating your staff's talent that might have already existed, that may have already went to theater school or drama arts, and just experiment with them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big opportunity for people who have access to people who are actors, definitely. But yeah, I think that really like the overall thing is like you look around any corner with stuff like this where you're doing it's just good content marketing. they're doing here. And you know, I think really at the end of the day, you could say like it's a web series. You could also do reality TV show for X business. I mean, like how many Netflix reality TV shows are there about like just different industries? And even within like certain industries, it's so popular that okay, there's got to be like 5 or 6 reality TV shows about real estate agents, for
Yeah.
example.
Yeah.
Like it makes sense. I mean, I think it's I think it's a common I think it's a profession. Like I'm pretty sure like this is a bit of a tangent, but Chris Voss, his next book is I don't know if it's out yet, but I was like listening to a thing. He said his next book is going to be for real estate agents. So, yeah, like you clearly like it, so there's so many industries that have so many people in them, like just getting in that ecosystem and just selling to those individuals there, like man, like it's endless.
Actually, having experienced the whole like home buying and then negotiating the price on the night of after drafting up that contract, it honestly felt like a hostage negotiation. Like just the amount of pressure that you're placed within that incremental hours that you're trying to get a deal signed. It honestly feels like a hostage negotiation, which like it totally perfectly aligns with Chris Voss.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, honestly, yeah, like they really do kind of like get you at a certain point. So, yeah, like he's definitely qualified for it. He could have written about a lot of other industries, but I think the fact that he chose that industry says a lot about how there's certain just like ecosystems that you really want to just like you really just want to get into. But yeah, so these reality shows, they're really popular in the real estate industry. So the question is now like what industry doesn't have a reality show right now? Or maybe it would be better off like in the case of doing the office style thing with what we would call scripted hidden camera content, basically. It probably works well for them because it's like it's mostly in an office, well, so it would like feel so familiar. But like I think you got to like engineer those crazy moments. But there's also going to be industries where you don't need anything more than just doing documentary style, because everything that happens while they're at work is crazy enough that like you don't need to script anything. Like you could just show up and film. I mean, I'll go back, Steel Factory. I bet there's crazy things that go on in steel factories every now and then, and you probably wouldn't really need to like script any of that. Like if you just have the ability to point cameras and record good clean audio of what's going on, then you've got something good there.
Yeah, just cut out all the workplace safety violations, and you're good.
Yeah. Note for the video team: make sure like if you're gonna go with the steel factory to like a job site or something, like, and they
Only
send you
do
into
close-up shots, and then also like with a narrow field of view.
yeah. Don't get caught on the top, like on the 70th floor of a halfway done building, and you don't have your working at heights certification. Just like, yeah, I don't know, just like be careful. Those people are out there too. What's to say you can't do this for a construction company? You start doing it for a construction company. Not only will you maybe make a successful series that's really good and you get some awesome IP for yourself, you can bill them for that. A construction company that has just content initiatives that they want to get started and they're down for this type of creative idea, they're going to happily pay you. Like they're going to understand why they're going to be getting benefit from that. So yeah, like the examples I gave are these restaurants and cafes, bars, but that might not even be the right industry to target. Like there's other corners out there.
Yeah, I think food groups or these restaurant brick and mortars would be so simple to just make that decision to test around and experiment. Because the worst case for that page, for that business that owns that page, is that they have a higher quality of social media content to release. the best case is Netflix or like any of these like movie production or like series production companies. It could even be like Apple Plus or any of those independent or like medium scale production companies decides to pick up the story and then actually create a full out series or movie.
The numbers won't lie. Like, I mean, hey, I don't want to go on tangent again too hard, but to go back to the Mr. Beast thing. Mr. Beast went to Amazon and got a $250 million or whatever budget to make that show simply because numbers don't lie, especially on platforms where you're consuming video. It's like, yo, the views are there, the likes are there, the comments are there. Just look at it. So when these production companies and distributors are looking for the next films that they want to be funding, their smartest bet now is to either like, hey, I'm going to do a sequel to something that's already huge, or I'm going to partner with a creator that already has a massive audience and the numbers are all there. Like, you just have to Google it. How many freaking subscribers do they have? And you see they've got like 100 million subscribers. It's like, oh, wow. So I'm basically accessing a Super Bowl audience by partnering with this creator. So it's all of that to say, like, it's really simple once you start getting actual viewership for that to develop into a real deal to make a movie or a TV show that's getting broadcasted.
Yeah, it's totally all about the eyeballs and viewership. Like, I think for one of those real estate Asian or like the Real Housewives show, I think it was Lisa Vanderpump that one time that it was either some kind of deal that didn't strike up. She left the show because of that. But then she went to Bravo to create her own show called Vanderpump Rules. And now she's literally the queen of Bravo that started a bunch of different series on Bravo for these reality shows. So if you have the eyeballs and the audience, it's really, that's all these networks or TV productions need.
And it's worth working on, even if you're not seeing money from something like this immediately, or maybe you're not getting the viewership, because trust me, like, the end and goal is worth the journey that it takes to get you there, for sure.
All right, we should probably move on to the next one.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You've got something to cook on?
Okay, so as a consumer, right, I really like the idea of when brands add these lifetime warranty onto their product, or essentially these guarantees that as a consumer, I get the perception that the entire jacket or maybe like a dinner bowl set is protected for life. It's getting like a lifetime warranty out of it. So when I think about it, when they do provide that coverage, I'm just like, well, shoot, I would have paid way more than like $300 for boots like that when they do have like a lifetime warranty. So now I just like got thinking there should really just be one solid brand that if you just see the brand label, you understand that they will have that entire lifetime warranty for life. So the whole
like a certification you're talking about?
Not a certification. It's just like that entire brand products that they ever release will have a lifetime warranty.
Okay.
So whether if it's like repairs, a lifetime warranty on repairs, or a full replacement, I just want to know that if I buy this product from you, I'm never going to buy another product that's like the same product ever again. I just want to just like invest all my money into just like one product that on like maybe could be boots that I know that I'm going to walk for the entirety of like the next 50 years. I really wish that there is just like one full brand and one company that just provide all for all their products, just a lifetime warranty, and someone should create that, because I think the real potential for that company is instead of selling boots for $300, they could have sold the boots for $10,000 just for that functionality of like putting the consumer at ease on knowing that, oh, I'll never have to walk to the store to replace my boots ever again. And it's a $10,000 investment. It sounds like a lot. It sounds like something that you would drop on a designer boot or something like that. But for designer brands, they might not necessarily cover the boots for life. That's why like people have like all these designer brands and that they don't even ever touch. If they actually did provide that lifetime warranty for those designer brands, that would have been like a huge game changer. Because then like if you just like do the baseline calculus of it, people might actually change their boots every 2-3 years if it's like a high quality boots brand. And then if you're paying $300 for a high quality boots over 10 years, if they do replace the boots maybe like 10 times over like the next 30 years, that's only $3,000. The next $7,000 out of the $10,000 sticker price is still pure margin that you're making. So all you really need to do is like invest in like a good product authenticity system to kind of like validate, oh, this product actually came from your SKU, and whatever it's like magnetic strips or whatever barcodes that you might need to have the consumer to prove, or just like a really good database system, because you are charging $10,000 for boots or like some small items. Yeah, I think like I would just like clear out that product authentication and then just like also get a really good consumer protection lawyer to write out the draft of this entire lifetime warranty so that you have less people to abuse all the terms that you are really intending for it to kind of have, which is like you'll provide repairs periodically, whatever it's like annual repairs or a full replacement over the course of like 2-3 years if the product was like really defective. And I really wish that's the company that I can just like buy boots from, or like anything that might be essential. Maybe it's like an electric kettle.
I might be wrong about this, but like I'm pretty sure. I mean, there's obviously some brands on the market, but I'm pretty sure that Arc'teryx and Lululemon, those are some Canadian brands that like that's actually something that kind of draws a lot of people, including me, into buying their things at the end of the day, because just the stories that I've heard, that kind of like the Costco ones where it's like, oh, you can believe like what I returned and they accepted. I've heard stories of people going into a thrift store, seeing an old Arc'teryx jacket on the shelf that's like, who knows how old it is. Like maybe it's like a 15-year-old jacket or something like that. They take it to the Arc'teryx store and they say, hey, like there's just like some problems with this. Like, can I just like get it repaired? And they say, actually, like we couldn't really repair it because it's so old. So we just like don't really have the materials for it. So they ended up just like giving him a brand new jacket. So when you start to hear stories like that, and also just like how many jackets they will like give out as well for just like seeding the public and everything, it kind of makes you realize like, oh, that's like where what like 75% of what their pricing is based on really is just having the ability to just keep on replacing it over and over and over in an infinite number of times in the future, basically. But yeah, I don't really think I've seen a brand that sort of like crosses over different industries that does that. I would imagine that you would probably like for any brand that you're doing where you're doing this, like you probably would want to stay within something that requires just the same type of repairs every time you do them, so that you can have only one repair hub, I guess. Also on a small level here, like I am thinking like if you were just trying to like start this up just to test like how much demand there is for the buy it for life type of stuff, why not create your own brand and certification around that and just make videos online, TikTok and Reels, YouTube Shorts as well, of just reviewing different products that are meant to be for life and putting them through rigorous testing. And if they pass the testing, then saying like, okay, like this is something that like I would consider like for life. So you put that label becomes part of the product. And if you can get the manufacturer to put that on the product itself, like that's a huge win. But if the content itself like is doing well and you can find a way to connect with viewers for this type of content, then that itself would just signal enough demand for it that I bet then, like, you know, if, hey, you're thinking like, I don't know how I'm going to afford to get a lawyer to write a really robust replacement guideline and figuring out a repair hub, all of that. If you've got eyeballs on this thing, remember, somebody is going to be willing to give you money to do all of that. So, yeah, I don't know. Create the content first, man. That's what I have to say on that idea.
Yeah, I think that's like a solid way to start this thing up as like a directory website along with like the content pairing to show all the lifetime warranty that are available out there or for different brands. And then like just make it beautifully designed. Here's a free URL idea right now. It's for life.co.
Yeah.
It's available right now. Yeah, I would probably like, I think you showed me a website earlier.
Yeah. Here, I'll pull it up. I actually have it right here. Okay, so buy it for life. I think it's just buyitforlife.com.
Yeah.
So I mean, you look here, like this is obviously like a pretty primitive
thing. It's a pretty static list. I would actually like make individual product pages and then make it look like an e-commerce store. But then like when someone clicks buy, it just goes automatically over to the brand's website.
So when I click the check price thing, it did send me to an Amazon link. So it is possible that they're using affiliate links, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, like, even if it's like affiliate links, I think you can still make it look prettier than just like a static list.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty rough. Like this is where they're getting all of their info from. This subreddit here, I mean, it's got 2.8 million members. It's in the top 1%. So that's actually something, you know, like if you want to just find like a secondary channel for marketing this, let's just see how many new posts they get. So, okay. So it looks like basically there's a post an hour coming in here. Think about how small that is. Think about how few people that is. It's an audience of 2 million people, and there's a post an hour coming in. Most of them clearly low quality. Would not be hard to stand out to that audience if you just started going to them with this idea and just talking about it there. It will take very few upvotes. Like you don't have to like go viral and get like thousands of votes on your thing. Like it may actually only take like 50 or like 100 or something, and you'll actually be getting hundreds of thousands, if not maybe millions of impressions off of that, even with just that small number of upvotes, because it's got that many subscribers who are just hardcore interested in buying products that are going to last them forever. Like so many people take pride in that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, with the community and audience, it's definitely validating in the market. And then I think additionally, if you capture that audience in that website aggregation list, I guess like that would be the short-term play. And then the medium-term play, I can imagine that you're doing brand collaborations, whether if it's like with Lululemon or Arc'teryx or some other medium-sized brands where they do offer lifetime warranty, but like they don't, not a large amount of like the mainstream audience understand that they do have it. You can like amplify their product awareness in the marketplace to actually provide this like certification service where it's just like, oh yeah, if you add this like one tag onto your product labels where it's just like, it's for life, to show to your customers it's real life, they'll understand because we have this massive audience in our online and in our content that we produce. And then the final phase is really just like, I would want to charge $10,000 for a pair of boots. I want to charge $10,000 for like coffee makers and a pair of boots.
I see this as your end goal. I feel like it might be easier to just get into flipping boots instead if your goal is to just sell a pair of boots for 10K. But either way, I'm with you on that. That in itself, that would be a really fun thing to pull off.
Yeah, it would be amazing if you like just strike some decent deals or discount deals with shoe repair shops, because like they charge almost no money to repair your stuff, but like not a lot of people repair their products anymore. Everything with like fast fashion is all about, let me buy something that's cheap and I'm not even gonna consider on like repairing them.
Yeah, yeah, that's totally true.
Any other ideas to end off on?
Yeah, well, okay, so this is a pretty new one. Came to me yesterday. I was at an event and they had a photo booth at it, and they had a pretty robust system. Like, I immediately noticed that they had the ability to just very quickly, through an automated texting system, just send the photo that you take from the photo booth to the thing. And I like, that's cool. Like, I think, come on, like, we've all been to events that like have a photo booth. We've seen this before. It's a cookie cutter business to start up. Not really recommending that. Another thing I'm just gonna give context on: photo booths in restaurants and bars, they sometimes make them really popular, especially when they're vintage. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna go to TikTok. I'm taking us to TikTok right now because I need to show you the just engagement that is out there for photo booth related content. This is also something that you'll really notice if you're traveling in like a major city. Last year, I spent time in Paris and New York. Both of them had vintage booths, and they literally had lineups like around the block. Like, it was insane, and it's totally because of these TikTok viral photo booths. So it's a thing. People like it, and it's especially because it's vintage. That's like a really big piece of it here. It was like maybe $8 to get the printouts of your photos when you do that. So what I'm wondering is like, hey, what's a hybrid of those two popular phenomenons? So what I'm talking about is a vintage photo booth that actually allows you to send the photo to the person who like had their photo taken, but basically with the goal of collecting their email for marketing purposes. Like right now they're collecting all these numbers and emails, all of this stuff, but like they're not really doing anything with it. So offer them the option to pay right now and get your printouts, but always offer, hey, you can get this for free and we'll just email it to you. Now you've provided the let's say you have this at a restaurant or a bar. You're now providing that owner with a crazy marketing channel because they're now getting directly into the inboxes or the texting of these guests that have already come one time. So it's kind of better than having Instagram followers in a sense, because like you can just guarantee that your message gets to the customer every single time. And obviously in the back end, if you can skim off the top and sort of approach this from a franchising business point of view, where you're selling this as an opportunity machine for the business, they keep all the money that it makes, and well, maybe you take a percentage off of that, but it's really mainly all of the value is supposed to go to them for the results of the machine, but you would also be collecting those emails yourself, and you could then start getting to the point where it's a big data business. So yeah, like there's a long way that that you could go with it. But I think this is the potential for something that could be viral from pretty much day one. Like, just make one of these things, put it in one location, and just see how it does. And I would be shocked if something like this wasn't a hit. I'm just gonna go straight to Google here. I'll just say for sale. What's this? Okay, wow. The vintage ones are like 30 grand. That's actually surprising to me. So you know what? Maybe you don't want to do the vintage ones. That's crazy.
Or
Um,
maybe you want to get in the business of making these vintage photo booths because you're making 30 grand off of one booth.
yeah. Yeah, I mean that, like, of course, yeah. Okay, so other examples. We've got many import from China situations ranging from 1,000 to $10,000 depending on what you're looking for there. So, hey, maybe not as glamorous as that vintage one. You probably have to sell a lot of photos to make back that 30K. So I would probably suggest to go with $1,000 option on this. It's really meant to be like kind of like a franchise business point of view from the thing, like, hey, like, you already have your business and we just want to put this in the corner of your thing, unlock a new small revenue stream for you, and also this marketing ability that kind of adds some intangibility to the value of it, but still like really increases it and will definitely help the venue drive more revenue. I mean, just to like call on the example of Hunt's Brothers Pizza, where they were able to. I think it's probably one of the cheapest franchises that you can buy because it's literally like it's just this. Like, it goes into the corner. It goes into the corner of a gas station, and it basically requires like one employee who might already just be working anyways. So it's perfect for businesses that have room and desire for more revenue streams. But yeah, again, it would be like a brick and mortar thing.
Yeah. And then to the brick and mortar business owners that like might say, oh yeah, I'm already collecting customer emails at the cash register or in my store. And then I have like some of these like posters or promotions saying, oh yeah, you'll get 10% off my products if you enter in your email. Why don't I just do that? Then in this case, it's like, no, you don't get it. It's like you are comparing the emails that you're capturing with this like free photos that they're getting into their emails to then compare it to your existing database of emails to see who came to your store, browse around, and then might have like not found anything, but like for some reason they wanted this like free thing. So then you can do follow-up promotional offers to be like, hey, you visited our store recently and then got this like photo. Here's some like interesting accessories that you might be interested in on like either framing these photos or like come visit us again. But this time, like we'll give you like a 10 or 15% off, or maybe you get like a small freebie on a interesting promotional day like Black Friday.
Yeah, it's literally like abandoned cart emails, like the abandoned cart follow-up emails that you'll sometimes get, but like for real life. Like it's man, like it's just such, you would collect so much email so much faster. And also, I think one thing to expand on what you're saying about like comparing the emails that are collected at the checkout, emails that you're providing to get it, let's say it's to get a 10% off right now, or like it's just like they just ask for it and you have to give it to them. There's a good chance that a fake email is being provided in that moment. Very high chance. I give fake emails in that moment all the time. But you know what I wouldn't give a fake email or phone number to is a photo booth. Because, well, like, why did I take the photo and like bother to do any of that then? Like, obviously I took the photo. I want the photo. For me to receive it, I'm going to then send it to the most convenient location that I can, so that I can easily access it and share it with my friends. So you're you're pretty likely to end up in a good inbox that's going to be way better than the inbox that they give you for that 10% off. Because the consumer already knows that game. They're like, yeah, I give them this, and then they're going to bother me with spam emails for like the next, eternity. So I'm going to give them a fake one. This, I mean, people are just used to giving their numbers and, their emails just to get this. They're not really going to necessarily be thinking about how, like, yeah, like this is also going to be signing me up for marketing communication. It's just more acceptable because, like, you're just giving them something that has like an intangible value to it.
Yeah. They'll probably be much more receptive, even if they see the disclaimer, which like mandatorily you have to comply with the marketing laws in the country, where even if you just write that by entering your email, you're also subscribing to your newsletter, which you can unsubscribe anytime. That's fine, perfectly fine if I'm getting the photos. Yeah, usually like I wouldn't think anything of it. I would be happy to just do the required check to get my photos.
Yeah, totally. And then like after you get the first email, I mean, obviously they can just unsubscribe. So you're not really like forcing anyone to do anything here. But yeah, I think that this is the type of thing that is perfect for hospitality and tourism industry. So just saying, like, there's more going beyond like just doing this for, say, like dive bars, which dive bars will love this and it would be very successful at that. But still, you could literally sell something like this to, I feel like, an organization like Destination Canada or any destination marketing organization that just has beautiful spots where people take pictures. Sell to those organizations these boxes to just have them outside. Like you want to take a picture by the beautiful view of the waterfall? Yep, you can take it right here. It's all perfectly framed, looks professional and good, nice. You get a printout. But most importantly, type in your email, please. Boom, got you. Now you can give this organization which really just functions on the idea of like, hey, we just increase general tourism. Well, like perfect. All they need is just like a wide range of emails of people who are tourists that have come before and just remarket to them and say, hey, like Canada.
Yeah, 100%. Any retail brick and mortars with a prime real estate near a tourist attraction area like Niagara Falls, I don't understand why isn't every shop doing this.
Yeah, of course. Like, even if you're just like, again, like, hey, you're a brick and mortar business that's just like on that strip where there's that photo spot. Well, yeah, like lucky you. Like, yeah, you're in a good position. And if you have a rooftop in the summer, man, even better. You'll do great.
Yeah. And then they don't even necessarily need to be like discount offer emails. They can literally just be reminder emails on special occasions. Could have just done any scheduled emails on like Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, or any of the holidays.
Go light with it. Yeah.
And then just like remind them, hey, you exist.
Yes, that's what it's about. I mean, that's half the reason why it's important for these places just to have things like Instagram accounts and Facebooks and even the Google My Business listing. It's just to verify, like, yes, we exist and we continue to exist.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all. That's what most of it is. Find a way to re-engage the people who have already come.
And that's marketing, to prove to everyone that you exist.
Yay, marketing.
Yeah. All right. Then back to like the first part of like where we cold opened. I think why Trump is so effective in a political sphere is just he has great marketing, and then all these news channels just keeps on covering them because it's actually interesting. Where like for how many days has he been inaugurated now? Like only like 3-4 weeks. Every news article, it feels like every week I'm getting a new Trump news.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
like,
yeah. There's like something every like 2 days. I
and then
feel like
despite
there's
with
some
like the
new
fact
thing.
that he's like changing a lot about like the new Doge and then like trying to restructure government or disseminate government, all these like all my YouTube front pages is all about Trump. I don't know if it's like the same with you.
For me, it's still dominated by like AI everything, which is so funny because like I feel like I'm not that hardcore of like an AI person, but that's my algorithm. I would say, yeah, if anybody learned anything from this episode, it would probably be about maybe the steel industry, but also yo, franchising businesses are cool, and that's a framework that there's probably a lot of sort of micro businesses that you could build off of. And also people buy quality.
Yeah, the one pitch I can give to people who should consider this route if like they're business owners is just like stop convincing people to buy stuff from your business. Start selling your business to other people that wants to buy a business.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for real. Like there every now and then it might be an easier pitch rather than to say go to a business and say, "Hey, I would like to put these photo booths in your establishment." It actually might be easier to go to them and not really offer them any money at all and instead say, "Hey, I'd like to let you in on an opportunity. You pay me $7,500 and in return you receive a business." Somehow, I don't know, I feel like for a lot of people it sounds like a more attractive
I can give you a
opportunity.
fish, but if I
Maybe.
taught you how to fish,
Yes, exactly. Sell the fishing net.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And then the fishing net costs 10 times more than the actual fish that you're buying. So
Okay, so yeah, and for any listeners that are still listening right now, let us know if you want us to do more episodes like this, where it's the two of us. We love your feedback, and as always, the forum exists for guests, and yeah, also like yeah, make sure that you follow us on socials.
I'm just happy that they're visiting my website.
Yeah, or just like look at the website or like I mean really if you're just like watching to the end of these, yeah, continue to do that. It's
Yeah.
appreciated.
Yeah, just keep on listening to us. If you're listening to us blabbing on, the 5 people that are continually listening to all these episodes of us blabbing on with different people, but like now with just us, keep on doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. Rather than a call to action at the end of episodes, uh that we're saying like, "Oh, follow me on here," and like, "Oh, check this thing out that I'm working on." Instead, I think we should just put like a hypnotizing animation with the word in the middle that just says engage. And it should just run that for about 15 seconds. We just need to engage. Stay engaged and continue to do so.
That's the entire video. It's just like an hour of like subscribe, like, and comment. Subscribe, like, and comment.
Keep watching. Keep watching. And then 5 seconds later, be like, you looked away, keep looking. You stay focused on this. You gotta lock them in. And we could put a Subway Surfers animation underneath that as well. Maybe we should start doing that. Maybe. For our shorts. Like that could help with Instagram. Potentially. If we just do like a 3-level thing. Your face here, my face here, Subway Surfers at the bottom. I don't know. Maybe we'll become the next Chris Corner or Cody Sanchez after something like that.
No, we'll straight. I mean, like I'm going after the big guns. Like I think we can replace Severance with that content format. We'll straight up replace the hit Apple TV series Severance.
Directed by Ben Stiller.
Yep. Starring Adam Scott.
Yeah. So there you go. You could do Severance for a company. There you go. Don't even make a movie or a web series about a coffee shop. Just go to some like architectural firm or something like that and just make your own Severance about that.
Exactly. All right. Maybe this is the time we sign off. So if you didn't get enough call to action from us already, I don't know. Yeah.